Hello and welcome on Simple Service Bus training created by the author of Simple Service Bus. My name is Piotr Sowa and you can find and read my blog at codingby2design.net. Agenda of this training session will be real project design example, crisis management. We start from here, and this crisis management is a real project example when you can where you can use Simple Service Bus for production. Simple Service Bus solution design. We go to this step to explain how the Simple Service Bus was built. Simple Service Bus integration test result, performance test result. Then we go for crisis management with automatic tests and crisis management application tester, that is tester for the development and then for validate all use cases of the application. And I will show you crisis management as a developer demo, how to use the source of the training I post on this blog entry, and you can follow and learn by yourself and study by yourself from this training. Here you have crisis management design for Simple Service Bus training solution, and the solution, the central point and the element is according to the design Simple Service Bus, but there is no central point at all. All communication is between the elements inside this diagram, and all elements, most of the elements are services. This is web application hosted on the IIS. In the design, web agent and workflow agent and a bunch of data agents are hosted as separated Windows services. And this crisis management solution is the application, web application that you can open by the mobile phone or web browser in your computer and go to the room, crisis room, invite people to this room, and then manage the crisis with all communication like internal emails or chat with other members and other people that want to help you solve the crisis, for example some fire in the factory or something like that. And web application is responsible for user interface, some workflow steps if needed, and of course communication like chat or emails. Web agent is responsible for taking all the service or the web application requests and responses, and also of the authorization in LDAP directory. Workflow agent service is the service that is responsible for a user group checking, like validate if user is a manager or a volunteer or employee or something like that. Then you have some workflow steps and user approvals for the workflow elements. And web agent communicate with data agents, and this is a solution for redundancy when data agent can expose data for some services, execute commands, and of course audit log everything in database. And it can be many of the data agents with redundant co-located agents around the globe, even to hold all the information up to date and synchronize each other. And each agent communicates with a separated database that store data, is responsible for data consistency and database transactions if needed. And I also want to tell you that those all are internal communication in cloud backend system, and web application it could be need to be considered with some security issues. So you can check that web application cannot, for example, send to the database information to the agent and then to database that invoke some and inject some SQL code to attack your database or and expose some information, or for example, web application need to fail too much authentication requests or something like that. So or around this web application should be protected somehow, and the rest is of the communication is inside backend. So I assume that everything is connected in the internal network. And also the simple service bus mentioned here is ready for the redundancy, so you can have web agent services, workflow agent services, data agents, many of them, and create a redundant solution that, for example, one agent communicate with two data agents and another web agent with another two data agents, and that's all communicate with the web application that is on separated box. And load balancer here decide with web application we can use. So that's the possible usage of the this application. And then I want to go to the simple service bus design, and you can see that simple service bus is really simple because it have a requester and receiver to communicate one way with one type of message, or requester to receiver and requester to responder in two ways. And basically difference between receiver and responder is that receiver doesn't need to respond all the times. It can do not respond. This is optional, and responder respond all the time. And also the requester, all requesters created the server in the socket communication meaning, and receiver or responder is the client of that kind of communication. So this is place for eventual firewall to open some ports and unavailable connection. But as you can see, receiver take the data from the requester and is able to send the data to the requester, and there is no open port here, anything like that. So it's a very good solution for the firewall issues, and all that communications can be done inside process for the multi-thread safe communication model, where application using thread safe communication model you as a developer don't need to take care about the multi-threading or synchronization or something like that. Everything is done by simple service bus. You have thread safe code and don't need to synchronize anything or anything like that. And the multi-thread model itself hold the all issues and create, for example, one-time created long time live threads that sleeps, and this is very fast communication, and very fast and very good scalable application as well. And of course, you can communicate inside host with TCP/IP in, for example, not loopback network or any separated network that is emulated on the one host. And inside network, of course, in secure network, because I don't want to put any security solutions for the simple service bus yet. However, it is very simple to add some security, because all that model is based for TCP/IP is based on WCF. So it's ready for example, message authentication, message encryption, or some communication encryption, or even federation bindings or something like that. So it's very simple to extend Simple Service Bus with special authentication if you need that. And I can show you Simple Service Bus integration test, bunch of tests. As you can see, that all the cases I detect are covered and everything pass. So you can examine for in-process communication and in-host communication, all integration tests, what type of communication I tested, and how I developed the Simple Service Bus. Simple Service Bus performance tests are here. As you can see, for inside process communication, you deal with up to 1 million messages per second. And for the inside host communication, you have usually more than 100,000 messages per second. Even for very complex communication model, you also have 100,000 messages per second sometimes. So it's very fast and very scalable solution. And let's go for the crisis management automatic test. Before I started to develop this application, I want to test all communication element. For example, web application communicate with web agent to authorization, or web application communicate with data agent to execute some data, or execute some stored procedure, something like that. And I also cover some performance tests to show you how to do it and how to test performance of your application in automatic test way, and develop your application from one host without instantiate all the services needed. And I decided to show you the application tester in the demo and the structure of the project. And the application tester is the simple solution where you start. It can create all the communication with existing services, and this crisis management application console is able to, when you type help, you have a bunch of commands. For example, you can test login solution, you can test getting the room on pager way, create the room, enter the room, get chats, and create the chat room, and post some message word on the chat and test if application communicate correctly. Okay, let's go to the demo. I post on my blog Simple Service Bus Training zip file. When you put it to the C projects folder, you can create two folders, empty folders: Simple Service Bus Training _ database and Simple Service Bus Training _ services. And they need to be empty at the beginning. And if you have this path already, it is easy to follow the steps of the demo and check your code on your own. So this zip file should be extracted, and when you extract it, you can navigate here, and here you have presentation with all the pictures, and you can check the presentation if you want. This is design document when you where you can find design propose of the crisis management, and some README file that could remind you how to use this application and how to deploy this application. And in source folder you have I placed database script for create whole database, and this script hold the folders folders for the database, and this is the rest of the SQL code for not entire but a lot of I think some good portion, portion of the SQL server code for crisis management application. In solution, you have solution SLN, you have simple service bus solution with simple service bus itself, and test integration and test of the performance. And in crisis management, the structure of the project is application tester, application tester, application test, communication. This is shared assembly between all the services. Contracts, that is also shared with all services, and some also test applications or tests, automatic tests. And you have data agent service, web agent service, and workflow agent service, and we step into the code a bit later. Now I want to show you how to deploy this application and use this application. So first you can open the 01 file and make sure you have enabled this command on your PowerShell. Then you can go to the web config and edit web config and make sure you have this path correct to the database, and use database server name correctly where you are administrator, and you have all permission with Windows authentication. That's the solution. And then you can launch 03 database install PowerShell script, and it creates database for you. Then you can go to communication config. This is XML config where you can find all the addresses of the microservices inside the agents, some also some timeouts, transaction timeout, all thing I describe you later when we navigate to the code. And here you have methods or store procedures on SQL Server, and some configuration files of the solution. And we go to this later in code. And here you have build configuration with location of the MS build. This is default folder. This is default path for MS build for .NET 4.0 or 4 or above, but with 4. And this is a place for the solution and solution name. And we can now this is everything correct because I have this folder structure already, so I can just clean up and build the solution. Okay, I'm done. So here you have a big file with the agents configuration. You have all paths. If you start with C projects, everything should be fine, and everything should automatically create for you. So I can execute 08 PowerShell script now, and this install the web agent service. Now we can go to 09, execute it, and this also create the service. When we end with that, here is the configuration of the data agent service. It uses a database user and database password, and this database for on local database server. So make sure you have all this correctly. This need to be created if you don't have this user, or you can change for user you want. and then we are ready to install the data agent service. And when you end up with with this application, you can always uninstall a particular service. All the install scripts can be invoked with the uninstall parameter that uninstall the service and clean up your system from this service. And all services are created here. So there are there is this folder with the services. All services using system account to run, and that's the default permission for them. And this is crisis management database as well. So we have everything built, so we can go to the simple services training, SARS solution. We can go to crisis management and then invoke application tester that is in bin release folder. This is application tester, so we can run it. Okay, so we have our application tester console. I want to remind you all possible commands. So first we log in, then we check the rooms, create some rooms, for example, as a start. So I can log in as user 1 with password. It's correct. I can try to log in as user 2 with some wrong password. It failed. Okay, so maybe I will log in as user 2 with password. And for this, I'm not using any LDAP server. I'm just have some fake inside the application with hard-coded or stored in the collection possible logins, and I know that user 2 with password are valid. Okay, so this test pass as when we treat the comments as a test comment. Then we can get rooms. One page with first page with 10 elements on it. Total count is 0. Test communication pass, but we don't have any rooms, so we can create room. Let's say room 1. Create room 1, room 2, room 3, room 5, room 6, and maybe room 7. And then we can get rooms on one page. As you can see, there's ID and the rooms. This is everything from the database, and all communication works, so our test pass. And then we can, for example, checking the paging with 3 elements on the first page, on, for example, second page and third page. There is no such element. Okay, so as you can see, the solution is ready for create paging web page with listed all the rooms and navigate between them and maybe enter the rooms. So we can enter room 1, it passed. We can check available chats. Also with paging structure, there is no chat, so we can create chat 1, create chat 1, it passed. Now we can, I want to check the last command is post chat. So I can say hello. And as you can see in room 1, in chat 1, user 2 said hello. I can now log in as user 1, password, it also pass, and I can post on chat. Right? And as you can see, user 1 said on the chat hi. And this is a very simple application. It's not finished project for sure, but probably you have the feelings that with this everything is created, all services are up and running, and when I use some command here with very simple engine of the web application, then I can force the services to do something, and I can, for example, debug or check something inside. Now, after this little demo, I can quit this application and go to the nice part of this demo. You can open the solution, and I would like to show you the essence of the simple service bus that is located in the communication and how to create the communication assembly. So for example, let's say we want to check data agent messages. We start with the messages as a contract of the communication, and we have data agent expose the data request that implement iMessage from the simple service bus contracts. And that's all you need, and you can create your favorite entities and follow that way with the request and response at the end. So that's the essence of the messages. And when you create the services, you can use lazy type for the requester and, for example, responder, and hold that two element in one service static class, and also make this lazy static, because for communication is very important to have only one point of communication inside the entire process, and static is designed for that. And here you have a bunch of parameters that you can hold in your settings or your application that I did. You have address of the communication, you have timeout of the commands, you have a transaction timeout that need to be sometimes very long if you have troubles with communication, and sometimes communication is break or something like that. And you have also simple service bus buffer length, and this last element is very important. This is session key for communication that need to be created in advanced modeling of the software, and need to be once per entire solution, and requester and receiver need to take this session key to re-establish communication and resend information if connection is broken, and do not lose anything, because for service buses the most important and most critical requirements is not losing any packages. So here you have the contract, the communication, and there is a lot of nice code inside those all projects. So I want to encourage you to go inside and check by yourself what exactly is built. So thank you very much for watching, and you can find more here. Thank you very much.